Everything that you achieve is only going to satisfy you for at most a few days. If it's a mega win, maybe you can stretch it to a week or two. But honestly, with my own personal experience, especially with things like money, it only lasts for a few minutes. I think the only way in which you can draw satisfaction from your achievements is when you do something for the first time, right? So for example, with my own businesses, the first time that I made money online, that I made my first ever sale, that lasted for a week or two. But then when I scaled my business and I made like 1K a day, 5K a day, even 10K per day, this one, it only lasted for 30 minutes because I woke up, I checked my phone, I sent a screenshot to my business partner, I sent it to a couple of friends, and then like 30 minutes later, I'm back working again. Now, what does this teach us? Because I want this video to be very practical and I want you to have a clear takeaway from this. So the lesson from here is that you have to be useful every single day. Every single day, when you wake up in the morning, the scoreboard resets to 0. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday. It doesn't matter if you did 10K. It doesn't matter if you got a girl that was a 10 out of 10 and you got her number. It doesn't matter if you went to the gym and you did a PR. If you've already done similar things in the past, now you will have to redo it again today. The problem with this, that this is something that happened to me a while back, and then I've seen some people run into the same problem, is that what then you start to question is, well, what is actually the point of me achieving anything? Because if every single time that I achieve something, yeah, I'm happy in the moment, but then I don't have a lasting satisfaction from it. Why should I even try? Why should I even bother putting in the effort into all of these things? Because some of these things, they're hard, they're difficult. Well, the problem stems from this perception that we've been taught that when you want to achieve something, this thing right here, you have this linear path that you have to follow, then you have obstacles along the line, and you overcome them, eventually you achieve your goal, and supposedly now you should be happy, right? But as I said before, eventually you stop being happy and you realize that this is okay, but the feeling is fleeting. So what I learned and what I'm sharing with you today is that you have to stop optimizing for goals. You have to stop optimizing for all of these achievements. And what you have to start optimizing is for the process itself, but not in the way that a lot of people talk about, which is like, oh, the journey is better than the destination. No, because that's still a linear model. We have to trash this whole thing. The way I see it, it is like a spiral, but that's always going upwards and upwards and upwards and upwards, right? Not just a circular game that keeps spinning on itself. No, it is also going up. The way you make it go up, it is through achievement, because it is actually important that you become better, you evolve, and there's personal growth to you. Because if you look at the universe, that's basically how everything works. Systems get better, organisms get better, everything gets better. There's movement, there's evolving, there's change. You gotta change. You cannot just be spinning on yourself, on your own axis. You have to go somewhere. There has to be a direction. So this spiral movement that goes upwards, you get the best of both worlds. You get the movement out of this one, that the fact that you're going somewhere, but you also get this repetition from it, which basically the good thing of this one is the focus on the process itself, not so much the reward. Now, what you gotta find is your own infinite game, right? You have to find what is this thing for you. What game can you pick? What activity, what business, whatever thing you can pick that you can do ideally every single day. What can you do every single day that you can work on, that you can make progress on, and that eventually you can draw your satisfaction from the performance itself, not so much from the achievements, which for sure you're still gonna get satisfaction from the achievements. And the good thing about this model is that before, when we were seeing life in a linear way, the problem is that because everything's linear and you have this goal and then here it ends, that's when you run into this problem of then being sad and moppy because you achieved this thing and now what? No, with this, you can actually extend your satisfaction, because every single win that you have, no matter how small or how big, you will realize that this is pushing you towards more evolution, more growth, more personal development, and even things that you did like 5 years ago, 10 years ago. If you have this shift in mindset, you'll still be able to have like a long-term satisfaction out of it, which is very, very healthy. But you have to find what is it for you that you can work on every single day, put in the work, and ideally achieve things too, right? It is very important that you have some form of feedback loop in which you put in work and there is an outcome, whether positive or negative. And that's when you can improve, get better, right? And at the beginning, when you start something, you're not going to go up immediately, right? At the beginning, the model, it's only going to be circular until you get your first win, because when you get your first win, that's when you go up a little bit and then you get more and more, and then you go exponentially higher and higher and higher and higher. Now, even with what I said before, some people still ask me like, but what is the point, right? Like, in a way, if I'm just evolving and evolving, what is the point in evolving? You know, the problem with this conversation is that it can lead to a spiritual and existential kind of conversation that I don't want to have have in this video, but I just want to leave you with a thought, which is you don't need to know how everything works in order to benefit from it. So for example, I know how to shoot guns, I know how to drive cars, but I don't actually know how the mechanics of either of those work. I don't know how to disassemble a gun and how to reassemble it again. Same with a car. I'm not good with car mechanics, but I'm a good driver and I'm a good shooter. So it's the same thing with life. You don't need to know what happens with life and the best existential theory and how the universe works for you to understand that this is a good model that you can try, you can benefit from. And also, here's the thing, all of these people who are depressed and they're sad, all of these weird psychological problems that people have nowadays, if they were to follow this model, most of them, they would go away. So just try it and you will see how wonders this works. Because this is how human nature works. We strive for things and we want to achieve things and build. Every single thing in the universe works this way. So yeah, just find something that you can play forever, like an infinite game that you can pour hundreds of hours in, and ideally you have this feedback loop in which you can see yourself getting better and better and better at it. So anyways, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful and practical and you got something valuable out of it. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check this video right here. I'm sure you're gonna like it as well. And that's it. Hopefully I will see you on the next video. Take care. Peace.